All right, welcome back to My Mom's Basement, ladies and gentlemen. It is Robbie Fox here with Trick Williams, coming off your first Elimination Chamber.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's talk about
How
it.
do you feel coming off that?
Man, I feel like I'm on cloud nine, man.
Yeah?
Momentum's running, man. I'm ready to get this thing, keep the momentum high, keep showing everybody who Trick Williams is.
Yeah, I had Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch in here last month.
Okay.
And they were telling me they hate any kind of multi-man match, multi-person match, Elimination Chambers, Money in the Bank matches, Royal Rumbles.
Right.
I know this was your first one, so it's very exciting. But do you feel that? Do you like being able to get in there for a one-on-one? Does the multi-man match make that stressful?
I can see why they would say that, because it's harder to prepare when you got so many moving pieces, inside these multi-man matches. But me, the way I operate and move, I like to take advantage when people ain't really necessarily focused on me. So that just kind of works in my favor. So honestly, it don't matter which way it go. Any match you put me in, I feel okay.
Does it feel exciting right now also? Because a lot of these, you're hitting a lot of firsts on the main roster.
Right.
Do you feel that every time? Do you take notice of that?
I do, man. It's like my adrenaline is at an all-time high. You know what I mean? Like, we traveling, country to country, state to state, barely ever home in Orlando. So, man, at this point, everything just feels like it's brand new. It's dope.
What are the biggest differences or adjustments that you've made since joining the main roster, whether it be mental or physical?
Yeah, I would say the biggest things, like bigger crowds, bigger spotlights, which adds to more adrenaline, you know what I mean? And so figuring out how to control, all that comes with that. And, man, at the end of that, laying your head down at night and just going to sleep, like that's the hard part now, because you're always on go.
Jacked up from the show.
You're always jacked up,
Especially with an entrance like yours, where it feels like the highlight of the night, arena after arena. Man, people are going nuts for this.
It takes 3 days to come back down after the entrance. So, I'm still working on it.
How much input did you have into the creation of your theme?
Oh man, so the original pitch that I gave the music guy was, man, I love Family Ties.
Okay.
By Kendrick Lamar, Baby King. And that song, I love the horns at the beginning. I like the horns. I like the bass. I like the 808 drums on it. Like, it feels like royalty. Like, hip-hop royalty is walking in the room. And that's how I saw myself, just like, representing that hip-hop culture and those horns. It makes it feel like such a big deal. And they came back with the theme that I have now. I was like, bro, this is perfect. Mind you, the theme is an instrumental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you didn't realize off the bat how much it would work,
I didn't know that people was going to be chanting. And since day one, people chanted Whoop That Trick. So that was always like, wow, this is better than I could have imagined it. But the theme itself, like, I loved it from right away.
Is there one moment you can think of, probably on the main roster, where you felt the most adrenaline walking out to that theme? Is it nerves or is it just adrenaline? Do you still feel nerves?
I do feel nerves. You feel adrenaline. It's like it's like a big build up all the way till dun dun dun, like, you know what I mean, all day. Like, you just waiting to hear that. At least I am. So, like, is there one match? I feel it every single match. I feel it. If it's a promo, it doesn't matter. Like I always feel like I'm ready. I'm jacked up all the time.
Obviously, you got to be jacked up to be on the main roster, but there's got to be something you miss about NXT. What do you miss the most about NXT?
Oh, man. I miss being able to train all the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? With us flying and being on the road so much, just figuring out how to keep your body in tip-top shape and get your exercises, your workouts in, your constant meal plans, eating like you need to. I think that's a harder thing to do now than, because you're always on the road. You know what I mean? You got to find the good food and you got to find the gyms and everything. It's not right there at home.
What are the biggest differences between Shawn Michaels and Triple H from like a leadership perspective?
Oh, man. I think both are great in their own right. I mean, Shawn Michaels has to babysit a little bit more because NXT is younger talent, newer talent who's still trying to figure out their way in the business. Mm-hmm. So he has to be hands-on and probably, like I said, babysit way more. Where Triple H is, awesome. He's just he sit back and sees who you are. He decides how he wants to present you. Mm-hmm. So he's more doing the polishing and, the brushing up on, like, at this point, SmackDown, Raw, you're supposed to be a pro. Like, this is the big leagues. So he's not babysitting. He's making you a star to the next level.
Yeah. Did it feel strange at all to go from the top of the mountain in NXT and now you're like the new guy? Not necessarily now, but were when you first came to the main roster. Did you feel that consciously, or was it immediately like, nah, you're just part of the locker room?
It was pretty strange, people, being called a rookie, all over again. Like, oh, shoot, nobody cares about my 2 NXT championships, the Trick and Nate, TNA World Champion. Let's talk about it. Like, all of that is kind of erased. But, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps you hungry. That's what keeps you grinding, and it gives you a hill to climb to get back to the top, which I think is the best part about the whole game in the first place. So, yeah, it was humbling. But
did you ever play Call of Duty?
I played some Call of Duty.
I feel it's like prestiging.
Yeah, it
like
is.
You go back to the same level,
Yes.
but people see that next to your name. It's like, oh yeah, you've made it through the ringer.
You made it through the ringer. Once you hit those checkpoints, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it feels good. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it is.
And the style you've been working on the main roster, I'll say maybe a little more dastardly than we've known to expect from Trick. Do you enjoy that? Do you find it to be a challenge to work a little more dastardly?
Explain dastardly.
A little more rough around the edges, maybe in the ring. Maybe less of an underdog style.
Yeah. I done put on about 10, 15 more pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm throwing my weight around a little bit more now. I'm feeling myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I'm the new guy on the block, and I already knew, man, like, I need to set tone now. I need to set a precedence for myself right away, right out the gate. Like, man, I ain't trying to be on my back foot 24/7.
Yeah. Is that something you thought of too? Like, if I'm going to be working this style, I want to put on 10, 15 pounds?
I got to put on 10, 15 pounds because that's what the heavyweight championship looks like. If you look at the history of the guys who are really carrying the brand of WWE in the past, right now it's Drew McIntyre. You know what I mean? Like, Cody Rhodes is a big guy. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. These are heavyweight guys. These are the Lions, Tigers, Bears, oh my, of the business. You know what I mean? And if you want to be a big dog, you got to put on that weight.
Who were the guys that you looked up to growing up?
Man, easy, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Open a can of whoop-a at 3 years old, watching Stone Cold. You know what I mean? The Rock, of course. I just love his charisma, the way he can carry the audience and and just control the crowd, with his charisma and presence. And Booker T, of course. Booker T was also just amazing.
Of course,
Still taught the book a lot.
Growing up, he was King Booker for me.
King Book.
And there was nobody that I loved to hate more. When I was in the pool, it was always like I was doing moves against King Booker because he was against some of my favorites, Rey Mysterio or Triple H or any of these guys.
Right.
So growing up and then looking back and sort of like really appreciating what he was doing, making me so angry as like a 7-year-old kid.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Brilliant.
Yeah, for sure, man. He's great. He just knows the ins and outs of playing with people's emotions.
Yeah. And do you feel to improve as a wrestler, do you go back and watch old stuff or do you pay attention to everything around you? What do you think helps more to improve as a wrestler?
Man, me personally, like, I have an old soul. So, like, I love going back and watching the history of things, the classics, you know what I mean? Hence my style, you know what I mean? I have a very old school. I mean, did we get a shot of the lemon pepper?
Get the shot, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love old school things, man, and old is new. So I love going back. Man, I watch a Dusty Rhodes, man. I watch a Macho Man. I watch all these different guys, Superstar Billy Graham. Like I enjoy watching the classics because they had it figured out. They were, they were great at what they did.
Yeah.
True showmen.
Who are the guys that you enjoy watching now, guys or girls?
Man, Lash Legend. She's amazing. Tag team.
Maybe a little bias.
Maybe a little bit biased. Shoot.
You guys were just on Wake Up Barstool together.
We were just on Wake Up Barstool.
Awesome.
Man, we had a great time there
last
last week, and I'm glad to be back to Barstool.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
talk about it. Yeah.
Is there one match in your career so far that you feel the most proud of?
Oh, man. I enjoyed it. I had a match like 3 weeks ago with Ray Phoenix, and I feel like that was a great match showing people, on SmackDown what I'm about. Ray Phoenix, he's great at what he does. He can flip, fly, kick, do everything under the moon and the sun. But I think we had a good styles clash. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and you weren't trying to pull his mask off or anything like
Nah,
that. Some of the luchadors now are getting their masks pulled
everybody's
off every 2
doing that.
seconds.
Gunter's doing that. Gargano. Everybody.
You let him keep the mask on.
Keep your mask. I'll beat you
I'll
with
kick
your
your
mask
ass
on.
with the mask.
Hello, let's talk about it.
Listen, I hope you're not sick of talking about this because I do want to ask you about the Mike smack. with Randy Orton.
Oh man,
You smack it into the crowd, and I thought the level at which you snapped back into the moment was both hysterical and very impressive. I want to know what was going through your mind in that exact moment, where it's you don't really know what happened.
Right.
You said you saw like the Red Sea part. I saw a quote with you where you said that.
Yeah.
But you have to snap back into the moment. You're on live television.
You have to. And it's funny because, like, I made up in my mind early, like, I'm going to smack that microphone out of Randy Orton's hand. I said, if I'm going to do it, then I got to smack it and make sure that, I don't look stupid.
Can't dribble it out.
It can't just, fall over. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to smack the microphone out of his hand, And when I hit it, the microphone, he instantly said, "Watch out." You get to see the microphone just go flying into the crowd. It was hilarious, man. I was like, oh, shoot, like, we're about to hit somebody. And then I had to snap back into it. Like
immediately.
And I meant what I did, too, Randy.
Second, you snap back in.
Had to. But, yeah, man, it's just one of those moments. Like, I knew we're going to go viral tonight because I'm going to smack that microphone. I didn't think I was going to go viral like
because
that.
Of that. Yeah. Now, we know that nobody got hurt. Thank God. It was all fine.
Yeah.
When you get to the back, are people giving you shit for that?
Yeah, a little bit. Man, I tried to learn some German to say I'm sorry real quick, but I don't think they understood what I was saying.
Yeah, that had to be funny to walk back to Gorilla and just see everybody in the back after that.
What are you doing, Trick? Oh, you've been here 2 weeks, man. What you doing?
We got a couple guys here that wanted me to ask you about SEC football.
Okay.
And whether or not, like, what's more tiring? The worst practice you could imagine, or a really hard-fought match in the ring?
Man, so I'll say this. They're both exhausting. Like, man, like playing football is tough, man. We had 2 days. We had a lot of different things. You're in a full-on collision with grown men trying to take your spot, on a daily basis. Same thing in the field now that we do as pro wrestlers. I would say the biggest difference between the two is what I do now is 52 weeks.
Yeah.
We building all the way to WrestleMania. April 18th, April 19th, Las Vegas this year. Then we have Monday Night Raw on the 20th. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a Super Bowl and then practice the very next day. Unless you Nick Saban and Alabama and all of them back in the day, because I know they used to get into it. But, yeah, that's not how most sports work. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the part that adds up with what we do. This show must go on at all times. And if you want to be hot, if you want to be in the mix, you can't take those days off.
Yeah. All right, you heard it here first. Trick says SEC football ain't shit.
No, don't do me like that.
We have a band here at Barstool, and we do like little cover band shows around. And we just played a show in Columbia, and it was actually in the parking lot of a Bojangles that's right down the block from the stadium.
Yeah.
It was one of our favorite shows we've ever played. Such a cool college town, kind of spread out.
It is
college town.
It is.
But the people came out in droves, and they were there to party.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's top, man. Top. I'm biased for sure, but man, top 5 college atmospheres, point blank, period. Williams-Brice Stadium, Trick Williams-Brice Stadium.
I would love to go to a game there. I've never been to an actual game.
Man, you have to, man. Like, man, when Cocky come out and he's shaking on that cage, and trust me, I know a good entrance when I see one.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
South Carolina has a good entrance.
Yeah. Who do you think has the best football entrance? Is there one that comes to mind? It could be college or pros. Obviously, there's probably more in college.
Yeah,
more iconic ones.
I mean, because I'm biased because of the one I saw the most being, South Carolina. But LSU comes out with that Tiger. I'm sure that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Too.
We've done a couple shows at LSU, and we learned about neck. Let the band play neck. They say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't say those words on here, but I mean, I guess we could, but I won't. I'll keep
Tennessee, good old Rocky Top. What I mean?
Yeah, that's classic. Enter Sandman. That's Virginia, right?
Yeah.
That one's classic.
And Duke, I feel like Duke does something where you got to slap something on the way out too with Coach Cutcliffe back in the day.
Like a play like a champion today type thing.
Yeah, for sure. I tell you, the worst is Clemson. Man, I can't stand it, man. Like, they just run and trip down that hill all together every single week. It's crazy.
I've got some rapid fire questions for you that I ask everybody.
Okay.
The strongest wrestler you've ever been in the ring with?
Ooh, strongest wrestler, Obafemi.
Makes sense. The funniest wrestler you've ever met?
Tony D'Angelo.
Really?
R-Truth.
We've gotten a lot of R-Truth.
R-Truth for sure. My bad. I had to think about that. R-Truth is the funniest ever.
But Tony D'Angelo also very funny.
Funny dude. Come on.
The stiffest wrestler you've ever been in the ring with?
Ilya Dragunov.
Quick.
fast.
Quick answer.
But I tell you what, he kicked me one time and my vision turned off. Then he kicked me again and it cut back on.
Turn the lights out and turn it back on?
Yes, like he said, protect yourself, Trick.
NXT this was?
NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best technical wrestler you've ever been in the ring with?
That's tough. Maybe Ricochet. Man, there's a lot of technicians. Ray Phoenix, he's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most painful finisher to take?
Otis. It wasn't even his finisher. It's just his, his fat man slam he does when he threw me and I thought I was underneath the ring. Like, it was crazy. Just boom, real fast.
We've also heard Otis is one of the funniest wrestlers a bunch.
Yeah, Otis is hilarious.
We've heard Otis is a real funny guy backstage, just an absolute character.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Yeah.
Is there anyone that you, I'm sure there's a lot of names out there that you haven't been in the ring with yet that you're really itching to get in there with? Is there one that stands above the rest?
Yeah, man, the Creed brothers, Julius Creed, Brutus Creed, like, man, we came in together. And those guys are phenoms in the ring, like super strong, super athletic, and I just feel like that would be a great styles clash. The Creeds for sure, because I'm excited to see them do their thing, on the main stage as well.
Yeah,
and
that feels like it should have happened already.
It feels like it should have happened.
Like you said, like you came in together. Yeah,
yeah. And besides for them, maybe Roman Reigns or something like that.
Of course.
One of the best
Tribal
of the
Chief. Yeah, gotta
Tribal
acknowledge
Chief.
him.
Yeah.
Coming into NXT, getting signed initially, what do you feel were your biggest misconceptions about the way the business worked?
Oh, man. My biggest misconceptions about the business. I don't know. I kind of came in just kind of open, like ready to work, ready to like see what this was about. You know what I mean? Ready to prove myself and just kind of observing game for what it was and then like adjusting, what I mean? Being able to go with the flow and figuring out how I'm going to stand out. I say one of the biggest things that I've seen is how cool people are once you meet them in person. Like your first time meeting Triple H, and he's super personable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? First time meeting Booker T, and he's like, he wants to help you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Same thing with Nick Khan, man. Like these guys who you hear the legends about them before you actually meet them.
Yeah.
And everybody's on the same page trying to make you a superstar.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing ever to me.
It feels like this era of, let's call them veterans, like say a Randy Orton type, are trying to help the next generation more than ever before.
That's another Randy Orton, man. He's been awesome. I'm not sure if you saw the clip when I'm inside of the chamber and he's like, "Oh, you're not 6'5".
I did see that.
I want to say right here and make sure everybody sees this. Me and Randy Orton are the same size. He's just standing on his tippy toes. And, he just got quads. That's the only thing about it. You know what I mean? But we're same size.
Yeah. Have you ever come close to cracking a smile in the ring ever?
Man, only with Randy,
that one
man.
I thought was kind of impressive to keep a straight face for.
Randy's always like, he needs to take his job more seriously. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make a name for myself, and he's cracking jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He dancing and whoop that trick. Like, come on, man. I'm trying to be a professional.
I did just see a quote from him. I think it was last week or maybe the week before, though. Really singing your praises, though. And that, again, just goes to show, like, this generation of veterans don't feel, I think, as threatened. They feel like we should be the guys to help the next generation.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because just being honest, you hear a legend about Randy Orton, you like, hey, man, he's a tough dude. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's big, he's scary, he's mean. And then he is all those things, to be honest with you. But then he goes off and he says something nice about you, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm sure he wouldn't even deny some of the things that had been said about him early on in his career. He jokes about it to this day. He's like, oh, yeah, you're lucky you met me now, not 10 years ago.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
What have you been listening to lately? What's been on the playlist?
Man, shout out to Bruno Mars, man. He said lemon pepper steppers in his song. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, let me give this album a little shout out. Let me see what they talking about.
Some kind of Trick Williams promo package, like a little My Way before WrestleMania.
A little
Bruno
My Way
Mars song.
Yeah, a little Bruno Mars. Man, like I've been listening to like a little bit more chill and relaxed music before my matches because, like I said, once I get going, I'm gone. It's over with. You know what I mean? So I might listen to slow jams. I might listen to a little reggae or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I've heard boxers and fighters. I interview fighters a lot, and it's a classic, like old school fighting thing to listen to classical music as you're training and try to keep your heart rate down. Yes. I don't know if it actually works, but I think there is something in your brain that calms you down about that, right?
Yeah, man. I believe it's working. You know what I mean? The more calm I am, the better looking I get.
Yeah, there you go. I can't say the same. I think I'm pretty much baseline the whole way through. And what have you been watching lately? What's keeping you entertained on the road? TV, movies? Are you a big TV movies guy?
Man, honestly, I put on like the same 2 or 3 movies and just go to sleep.
Which ones?
Oh man,
Give us a couple favorites.
A couple favorites. Okay, I might put on Black Dynamite or something like that, or I might watch. Man, I don't know, just random things. Like
you said, you're an old school guy. Do you feel old school with the movies as well? Like
I do like old school movies. You know what I mean? And I might just watch something that feels like I don't gotta think about it. You know what I mean? I just put it on and I just go to sleep. You know what I mean? I might watch like, Creed or Rocky or something like that. You know what I mean? Something like that.
What's your favorite Rocky?
The third one for sure.
Yeah, Clover Lang.
Yeah,
the best.
Yeah, Clover.
And you've got Thunder Lips in there. You've got a little wrestling mixed
Paper
in.
Champion. Yeah.
Obviously, the Mick moment in that is just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Rocky 3 is so good. I might watch Rocky 3 when I go home after.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. But it's again like there's so many different flavors just in the one franchise, because you could go way over the top with Rocky 4, go way grounded with Rocky 1,
right?
And then I feel like Creed kind of combines like the best of all of those movies.
But I love those Creed movies, man. Like it's great storytelling.
I love all 3.
All 3
people act like 2 and 3 are like such a big fall off. I don't think they are.
And I tell you, if anything, I almost feel like I would have switched 3 and 2 because like
like you would have put 3 first. You're saying
I would put 3 at 2.
I agree.
2 at 3
because you build to the Drago.
Yeah, you build to the Drago, man. Like that's such a big deal. You know what
There's
I mean?
that CM Punk quote where he's like, "Oh, first match, Hell in a Cell. I'm glad you're not booking a wrestling company." They kind of did. Second match, Hell in a Cell. They did the grudge match second.
Maybe they didn't know it was going to be so good. You know what I'm saying?
I know. 3 was good too, though.
3 was
when Michael
good.
B. Jordan directs it himself, that final fight scene, he said he directed it like as it was an anime fight or something.
It was like somehow they reeled you back in to like care about, Jonathan Majors.
I know. He was freaking
Just that
fantastic
fast.
in that too.
It was great.
Yeah. Great movies. What about TV? You watch TV?
Not too much. Like last she watched TV. Reality Housewives, this.
Yeah, Love is Blind. Is that in the mix?
Yeah, Love is Blind, this. Blind Dating,
Traders,
that.
maybe?
Trainers, Love Island, this. I go to sleep. You know what I mean? I don't do all of that. It's too much.
Favorite cities to perform in?
Man, Chicago's definitely up there.
Yeah.
New York is always up there.
Are you in New York just for press today?
Yeah, just for today. Man.
Yeah.
We're doing a good circuit today. Did Breakfast Club.
Oh,
doing
nice.
the Pivot later. Peter Rosenberg. Man, we got it going on. And we have bar stools. Let's talk about it.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like New York generally? Like, had you come to New York a lot before you were a superstar?
Man, a few times, man. Like, sadly, this is a random story, but I remember coming up as a kid. It was the same day Michael Jackson passed away.
Oh, man. That's one of those things, though. You remember where you were. I was at baseball practice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll never forget. And I remember they had his wax figure,
Oh, like Madame Tussauds over in Times Square?
in Times Square.
Yeah.
Man, it was just, such a crazy moment. Like, the world just felt different after that. But, yeah, I mean, I've been to New York a few times. I got some family up here. My uncle, my infamous uncle, who I always talk about, Sweet Baby James, he's from Far Rockaway. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I ask a lot of people, what posters did you have on your wall growing up? I feel like that says a lot about a person, what your room looked like growing up.
Yeah, for sure. I had a Ricky Williams poster.
Okay.
He was my favorite running back at the time. I had Orlando Magic. Tracy McGrady was my favorite basketball player.
Still your favorite or no?
Bro, honestly, I don't think there's more of a pure scorer, and I'm probably definitely biased. But Tracy McGrady was so cool to me, man. Him and Vince Carter was just like my favorite
I was a
guys.
huge Vince Carter kid. New Jersey Nets, Vince Carter and Jason Kidd were the connection growing up.
Yeah, I was Team Adidas like all the way for sure with them two. And I probably had like a Alicia Keys poster up, What I mean?
Nice. Yep.
Don't tell my lady.
Yeah, I feel like that does say a lot about a person, because for me, it was all wrestling. It was comic book stuff. It was nerdy stuff that I'm into today.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, obviously, athlete posters. I had Jeter on the wall. You got to, rep for New York and whatnot.
For sure.
Is there anyone in a different company that you would like to get in the ring with if we could knock the Forbidden Door down?
Nah, I feel like I did a lot of Forbidden Door with TNA.
Fair enough. You did. Yeah, honestly, you were the one to constantly be kicking that down.
Yeah, I'm going to take a break.
Yeah, you even won a TNA championship. Yeah.
Right.
All right. I appreciate it, Trick. This was awesome. Thank
Hey,
you
man.
for the time. Thank
Hey,
you for
look,
coming
thank you so
in.
much for having me, man.
Yeah, of course. Anytime you're in New York, we would love to have you back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be here.
Awesome. And obviously, Monday Night Raw at the end of the month is going to be at Madison Square Garden. If you're looking for tickets to that, they're on sale now. And WrestleMania in Vegas this year once again.
Peace.